fresh start. Now the sons and daughters may prophesy. Yeah, we wake up from sleeping. We arise. Awake, awake up. There's a cry in the spirit. Holy Ghost, awake up. This army of God shall arise, awake up. Everyone that's been called of God, awake up. In this generation,
Hello guys, hey guys, how we doing? Hope we're good. Happy Sunday. So welcome to today's 34th episode on the Crypto Capital Show. Welcome everybody. I'll go to the comments briefly and then we'll get started right away. Good evening, ma'am. How are you doing? Mrs. Chibota in Casiobi. How are you? Queensley GM, how are you, Queensley? Hope you're great. Official is a good evening, Master. How are you? Official is Comnax Solution Enterprises. Good evening, Shifu. What's up? Hope you're good. Diamond L GM Shifu. GM. How are you? What's popping? What's the plan for the weekend? How are we enjoying our weekends? How's it going? Choice that will do. Good evening, sir. Mrs. Choice, hope you're great. Hope you're fantastic. Timothy Samuel, happy Sunday, Lord Chifu. Hope you went to church. Yes, I did. I did go to church today. I mean, I'm the kind of person who falls into the category of saying you can take them out of the church, but you can't take the church out of them. I think that encapsulates my life, right? And no matter how I want to stay out of church, you can't take the church out of me, so I get pulled to the church. And whenever I actually go to church, I really feel happy, right? I think the Sundays where I'm the most happiest are the days where Sundays whereby I actually go to church. So I did go to church. G Adura Mo GM but Shifu, how are you? GM. How are you? Hope you Debbie Welts. How are you, Debbie Welts? How are you? Fine, GM Chief. Okay, guys, let's get straight to what we have for today. So let's look at Bitcoin for the week, and then we'll look at Ethereum for the week, and then we'll talk about a little bit of meme coins, and then we'll go through to a little bit of information I want to give to us as regards it, and then maybe we'll touch a bit on our the name Plutus and the storyline of the Greek methodology and how it could actually be helpful and impactful for you, yourself, your finance, and for this week you are in. So before going into all that, let's just go straight and let's look at what we're looking out for Bitcoin for this week on the chart. So I want to be sure you guys are able to see my screen, and I'm trying to I want to make it to be as big as I can. So let me know if you can see the screen. Drop a comment in the comment section if you can see my screen. I made my face to be a bit smaller and the screen to be a bit bigger, so the screen is more amplified than me seeing me. Okay, awesome, 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 fantastic, fantastic, fantastic. We're good to go. Okay, so now if we want to do a little bit of, let's do a little bit of macro overview for Bitcoin, right? Let's look from the, let's say, the 3 days time frame. So when you look at the 3 days time frame, it is the bigger time frame of Bitcoin. One of the things you notice is that we are in a bearish structure, right? So if I decide to say I want to use the parallel channel, I could draw a bearish structure like this, right? Bearish structure actually from here though. Maybe let me, if I make it look this way, it goes like this. So we're actually in a bearish channel, right? So macro view, we are in a bearish channel, right? So but this is it. So we say in a bearish trend, there's a lower low, the lower high. In a bullish trend, there's a higher high, higher low. So this is a bullish trend, right? This is one trend we caught from the very, very bottom, right? From the very, very bottom, within the 20th of November to the 27th was when I called this button right to the tip, right to the tip. And I said that Bitcoin is bottoming and we're entering a run from here in 2022, November 20, when the year 2022 will start. I called the bearish year. I talked about how the year is going to be bearish. And then when we're about to end the year in the month of November, I also called and predicted the bottom of it. You can all see, you can see, if you watch me for the first time, you don't know how accurate I am. You can go to the Telegram and you can type the BTC overview for the month of November 2022. You will see there when I stated that that week is going to be the bottom of BTC and how BTC is going to fly up from there as well. And you could also go through some of the videos that have been a lot of back to back on a weekly basis. We've been spot on, spot on, spot. I mean, BTC is my playground, right? It's my baby. So we have like a higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So if you notice, something happened here. This was like almost like a higher low, but if you look at the concept of trends, right? The concept of trends. Let me put the Fibonacci from here to here. Now, one thing you notice is this low did not have any close below the 382 to 0.5. So before a low is valid, to be said it's like a higher low or a higher high or a lower high, whatever, before it is valid, it must get into at the minimum of the 0.5. So as long as it didn't get there, that low is invalid. It's invalid. So you can say that this was what's it called? This was a low, right? You can't say it. That is just basic um price action market structure, right? So many people make that mistake and they get, sometimes they, as they see this and they want to take a trade and they get messed up. Why? Because price comes down to actually make the actual low. So we see here this is a valid low, right? And then we have the higher high, a valid low again, and then a higher high. And then if you look all here, these are not like valid, these are just market ranging. These lows are not right, valid. And this was a massive aggressive push in the market, which sooner or later the market is going to come for this area. All right. And then we've had this. So if you look all through here, right, all through here, the market is disorganized. All through here, the market is disorganized, right? So if you look here, this massive push here. So this is a low. If you come here, this is not a low. This is not a low. This is a, what we have here is a weak ranging of the markets. So we could, so this is more like, this is more of a weak low, right? This is like a weak low. So if we come here and here, you say this is like a lower low, a lower high. But in the context of things, you're using here because of how the market range here, not because this is like very, very, this is not a valid low. This is something that is very weak, and there's a possibility that if the market starts going really bad to like 40k, the market could weak into the zone, right? And if it weak into the zone, it's still okay, right? It's still okay. So if you look from here, so let's assume this is a weak low, a weak low, but it's a low, right? It's a weak one, but because of the way it's ranged there, so it is what. So let's say this is low, higher high, higher high, higher low, right? So if you look from here to here, whatever we are experiencing, right, is what we are seeing playing out or happening now. It's within structure. So in the perspective of things, this is a higher low, and this is a higher high, and price could come anywhere within this area. And if price decides, right, decides to still come lower than that, it is still valid, right? It is still valid. It doesn't mean that you're out of structure, right? Because that's when you're not looking like the monthly structure to look at things. So let me go to the monthly structure, right? So you're seeing it here. So look at the monthly structure. Look at how the monthly structure looks now. From here, we have here. So the market came, tapped below the 382. This is a valid low, right? And if you want to look at the structure, the concept of structure from here to here, so this means that anything could happen within this area, and then the market goes higher. And we've also seen the market come and tap into the, what's it called, 0.5 here too. So you could also see this could be a valid low on a monthly structure basis. Or however, when we now scale down to a lower time frame, you see a lot of, should I say, imbalance, liquidity, void, whatever it's called, across these areas. So at least the market needs to come minimum halfway through, right? Halfway through, not exactly here, but halfway through is expected. Now, this is like looking at a bigger view of things, a bigger view of things, a bigger view. So, if we look from here to here, what we are seeing is this is all in line to. So, let me use this bigger part too to show us something like this, right? It means we're still all in line, and the market makes a new high. So the macro view, right? The macro major view on a very long term, Bitcoin is very bullish. We're massively preparing for a bull run, a bull cycle, and BTC should make new crazy highs, right? So it's always good sometimes when you zoom out, you're able to see things. So what we are trading here, what we are trading when we say on a midterm basis, let's say the market is, what we're trading is the higher low leg for the next run, right? So what is happening here is that the market is coming lower low, lower high. A lower low was made here, a lower high. And now, when you look at uh, uh, the concept of structure as it should be on several time frames, many a times this may not necessarily be the lower low, right? But here is the actual valid lower low. So there's a lower high, there's a lower low, and not this. So although we had this very strong week, very amazing week that came here, and then people could actually refer to it as a lower low, which is fine. But based on normal market structure understanding, if you look at several, so we look at the 2 days, you look at the 3 days as well, you look at the weekly. So you begin to see that that was not actually a valid low. That was not a valid low. And sometimes it could be very easy to be confused about these things, but it's very easy for you to be able to know what Bitcoin wants to do when you look at it from a very bigger time frame, right? So this wasn't a valid low. This is the valid low, right? So we have a lower low, and then an induced form of liquidity was created here, and then we have another lower low here. So pure market structure, right? So whatever is happening here is this. We're just saying the lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, and then it comes down here, and then the market sparks a rally into the next bull run. So just have that understanding. So now bringing it down to the, let's look at the 12 hours time frame, right? Or we look at the 8 hours time frame. One of the things you see here is that this was where liquidity was induced, and there's a possibility that we should still come up to 66k. We should still come up to 66k, and then there's a possibility if we get there. Now, we could decide to break above here, Seth. We could decide to wick above here, not necessarily break above, but wick. Just the same thing that happened here, where you see that I'm telling you that this is not a valid low. Here is a valid low, but it looks like it is a valid low. That same thing could play out here, whereby the market pushes even way higher than this. But when you go to the weekly time frame, you begin to see clearly that it's also all just a manipulation. I mean, BTC is always filled with a lot of manipulations, right? So we won't be surprised if that happens. But with that being said, for this week, we had an aggressive close last week Friday, and this aggressive close that we have last week Friday made a new higher high. So this was the major structure that was broken. So this structure, so this is like a lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, lower high, lower low, and then this area here was the major structure that was broken. The major structure that was broken. So what we have here right now is called a BPR. A BPR. So when this was broken, a BPR was formed. So this means that this area needs to be filled up. Now, if you look here from the left-hand side of my screen, you would see where I anticipated the sell from the first area, and then I have another sell point in this area. However, this sell point here, I did not take it. I wish I should have, because I mean, it should have been in some level of profit already. Let me see how much profit it would be in, to be sure. Okay, about 1-to-1 already. So it should have been at 1-to-1 RR already. And price is still here, struggling. But the reason I used here is because I think here is an extended zone. An extended zone that actually gives a high probability of rejection, and it's much more valid for me looking at from the longer time frame. So if price gets here, it will be sweeter for me, but if it doesn't, it's still fine. I mean, it's still fine. It's what it is. It could also be that it wants to pull back from here. So but for the week, what we're looking out for is a pullback on Bitcoin. Then Bitcoin should make new highs. A pullback and new highs. There are so many persons that are expecting Bitcoin to really go low from now. But when you look at the volume that came into the markets, the aggressive close of the weekend, and the fundamentals involved this week, I would should I use the word? I don't want to use vague words, but let me say it doesn't make sense to say that it's going to go low in this fundamental context. Maybe technically it makes sense, but you should always know that technicals are all at the mercy of fundamentals. I mean, what is technicals without fundamentals? Fundamentals basically tell you why something should happen, the reason why something should happen. Technicals are just lines, right? Lines don't move the chart. Fundamentals move the chart, but technicals help you to predict what would happen, right? Through whatever. Just helps you to predict and co and all that as well. But the thing that technicals are predicting sometimes is like even giving you foretells of what could play out. So for whatever you analyze in a technical context, for it to come to pass, there have to be a fundamental action that will come into play. And sometimes, as a technical analyst, those of you, some of the people who have trained and so who trade very well know that you see that sometimes they are able to predict how a fundamental news would come out because based on their technical analysis, right? So because although they've done the analysis and all that, without that fundamental coming into play, what they've drafted out on the chart will not be able to execute. There will be any action as well. So fundamentally, right now, especially we are having FOMC this week and we have the upcoming rate cuts right week, it doesn't make sense to look at lows just immediately. You can't um factor all that out, right? You can't factor all that out. So this is what we're looking at: a pullback and then new highs. So this means that if we get this pullback from the market open today, tomorrow, Monday, that means moving into the other part of the week when we're talking about Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we should be looking at BTC making new highs in that area as well. So, however, I wouldn't want to take any action here because, like we always say, that the wrong action of the week always takes place between Sunday nights, open market open, evening market on, and Monday. So we could also even be surprised that the BTC decides to just move and go and goes to activate ours here before it now decides to now calm down. Anything is possible. I mean, I don't have what's the word to use? A, a crystal ball to that effect. But whatever happens, and that will be cool. That will be cool. So let's look at Ethereum next. Let's look at Ethereum next. For Ethereum, we are looking at another thing you notice is the weekend exhausts the if you look at the stochastic RSI, the weekend has exhausted it to a lower time frame, preparing it for a major boost. So I won't even be surprised if, as the market decides to open tonight, it just starts buying, like continue from where it stopped Friday close. I will not be surprised because look at it now. Look at how it's showing. There's like a divergence is forming here, and most times when this divergence forms, we get a crazy push to the upside. If the divergence is very strong, it could decide to come here and even stop this trade out because I'm looking at selling here, but here this could be invalidated, right? It could be invalidated and the price decides to just break it above and before coming down. However, but trading is all about probabilities and a game of chance, right? Whatever happens, happens. What matters, you just do your thing and wait for the rest to happen. So this is it. This was from trades from last week, right? Trades from last week. Then it returns and goes here. Okay. So you see here actually wicked down to the 50%, and then price is still in this is like a demand zone, right? Price is still in this demand zone struggling. So I still won't be surprised if we get this. So this is the same area. So 2520, 2533, we could get that strong push, and that would be nice. If we don't get it to, it's still okay. Don't get it to, it's still okay. So there's something you want to factor in, and so from here it's my sell area or area where I expect to sell from, and there's something that I wanted to. So if you let's look at the futures charts. So if you look at the Ethereum futures chart, you would see a void here, which was created last week. So I won't be surprised if we get a major drop into there. But the thing about Ethereum void is not always filled up like that of BTC, right? BTC most 90% of the time when there's a void, it's always filled 90% of the time. 90% of the time, BTC voids are always filled up. Always filled up 90% of the time. So I won't be surprised that, let's say, BTC activates us from what we're expecting. So look at something here. Okay. I'm looking at the BTC futures charts now. So if you look ahead, this looks like a mini void. It's not really strong, right? Not strong enough to like the kind that must be filled immediately. Because if you look at most voids there, most times have to be filled. Most times have to be filled. Like look here, this one went up, 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 came down and created another one here, and then came up. So, but it's usually like that. 90% of the time when these voids are created, they kind of have to be filled. I mean, if you talk about when someone's if you're trying to look for when you could be 90% sure that something's going to happen in Bitcoin, just look for a void. A void on the futures charts are always filled, always filled. If you go to a smaller time frame, you could spot so many of them. This one was created here, it came back to fill it. I think this was the sell entry I gave to us one, and I was so certain that this thing was, and it was a buy entry. Yeah, we bought, and this was where we closed, and we had like a buy and sell opportunity. I think that was some weeks back. We caught this trade some weeks back, and what gave me that confidence was the void. This is the void. No matter how you analyze, when there's a void, it could mess up your analysis as long as that analysis is not in alignment with the void. VTC respects voids 99% of the time. I mean 99. So that means there's a rare chance of just 1% or 2% that it doesn't respect. So this doesn't look like a solid void, right? It also looks like it's a 50-50 chance. But if it was a very, very solid one, it should have been filled like this week. But if it doesn't, sooner or later it's still going to get filled. So what could happen? So this could happen. Market come here. This is our area, right? I can't even recall if this is the exact area we're looking at. But let's just assume this is the area we're looking at from because the futures chart is different from the normal BTC chart, but it's still the same thing. Let's just say the market this is the area we're looking at, 61 something, to enter a sell, and then it sells down. So it could sell down to here. Let me use the part 2. A part 2 like this. Okay, coming. So has something like this. This based on structure, this is how it should go, right? This is how it should go. Higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. But we could also still get something funny like this. Higher high, higher low, higher high. It comes down here and then continues. So you see, this first one is the one everybody expects, which could actually happen, right? If we start getting a lower, this is where I'll actually first looking to buy. I'll look to buy here. Personally, I'll look to buy here because this is normal. This is how it should be. Trading is simple. This is just market structure. It should go here. But the question is, sometimes people may get stopped out here, and when traders get stopped out here, they'll become confused. They'll now be like, if I'm stopped out here, then that means there's a market, what they call a market structure shift. But the truth is, there was no shift at all. It's just normal. So there are two types of market structure. There's the normal market structure, and there's the abnormal market structure. And this one here is the abnormal market structure. Both of them comes into play. So when a trader understands this, if he enters a buy here, he gets stops out, you're not even bothered. You just wait for this one to happen, and then you enter from here and enjoy into play. And that's the same thing that went on here, right? Many of us who were looking at to buy here, we got stopped out here. Myself as well, because I was expecting to buy here, I got stopped out here. But I wasn't worried. The same me who got stopped out here entered the trade here. How did I know it's going to come out from here? Because I know that it is just following the second type of market structure. I know majority of us were taught this normal way of market structure, but this is the abnormal way of market structure that not a lot of people know about, or have been taught. So this is like me giving you guys a forecast while doing a practical teaching on it for you guys as well. Hope we're learning something. Hope we're getting insight on what we're looking at for Bitcoin, Ethereum. So let's look at two meme coins, right? Drop a comment if you're learning something. If everything I just said now, you got a little bit of insight, that would be good. And also, most times, when until the major the futures market get opened, you don't see action on Bitcoin, you don't see action on Ethereum. What you see in the weekends is the Bitcoin, the Ethereum, they are all going to be ranging. They will all be ranging. They'll be all ranging. So anybody who tells you that the forex market, the futures market has no impact on crypto is ignorant. The person is ignorant and doesn't know anything. The moment you hear that from a person, just meet the person. Just This is not the kind of person you should be listening to, because the person is trying to imbibe on you their personal bias and not what is real time. I mean, if you've been trading the past couple of weeks, what happens in the weekend? Bitcoin doesn't move as it should be. The only time you see Bitcoin move in the weekend is when there's a major fundamental event, like the time when Trump was shot. Trump was shot in the weekend and Bitcoin moved drastically. That was a fundamental event. So, and I think that that's even happened. Does it on a Sunday? I think it was even on a Sunday when that happened. I can't even recall, because I know that was this. I can't recall when, but I know there was a live stream was going on that period. If it was a Saturday or a Sunday, one of them, Saturday or Sunday, I can't recall. But there was a live stream I was doing that when that thing happened in real time. Now, when you look at it in weekends, nothing happens. So why would you tell me that the forex market, the futures market, has no impact on crypto? If it has no impact, Bitcoin should continue moving on the weekend. You won't see Bitcoin moving until the market opens on Sunday evening. And then sometimes you see, okay, look at the aggressive move that happened on Friday evening. It's not by chance. The market was closing. And because the market was closing, what happened? The market was closing. People were buying up ahead of the new week because of FOMC. And remember, guys, when I talk about the impact of the ETF this year, this is what ETF have done. Because of we could say that before this year, maybe it was a 50-50 thing. But this year, it is no longer a 50-50 thing. Remember, I always talk about crypto being the future of all these things put together. This is where we are right now. So it's yeah. Okay, somebody said that, yeah, that was on a Sunday. Oh, okay. It was on a Sunday. So you see, most times when the market is getting opened, that's when you see these things happen in real time. So you see less action. So the futures market is going to open this evening. And now, let me give us another secret, because I've shared so many trading secrets at the same time. I don't have time to. I don't have time to start teaching trading as I used to do most, and that's why most of my previous contents are available for you there. You can always go watch it and learn. You will learn a lot to give you that foundational level. I've become so advanced in my trading that I don't have that time. But if you listen to the things I teach, you join my sessions, you will learn so many nuggets that people are paying so much money for. It will give you so much insight that will literally transform your trading life, your investing life forever, because of the insight I'm giving. I mean, what you're getting from me when I'm speaking is a decade of trading experience. A decade of trading experience. 10 years is not 10 days. You are getting that in real time from what I'm saying. So it's literally going to help you very well. Now, let me give this. If you look at where the market closed on the BTC CME last week, it's closed at 59,935. 59,935. Now, many at times, except many a times you will see Bitcoin range around here till Sunday, around that 59,935. And when you look at what is happening, or you go to the Bitcoin chart, that's what you see in real time. It will range here around that 59,935, because it's trying to open at the same level as where the futures chart closed. So whenever the Bitcoin market now opens, or the market opens on a Sunday, and is different from the close of the CME gap or the CME futures chart on a Friday evening, what happens is that a void is created, And when that void is created, 99.9% of the time, that void must be filled. So the void is a trading strategy of its own, but the understanding that weekends most times will range around the close of the listing, it also give you an insight. So when I want to trade on the weekends on BTC, I don't trade the bigger time frame on the weekends. I trade the 3 minutes time frame. I trade the 3 minutes time frame on the weekends. I use other big time frames on other times, but when it comes to weekend, I use the 3 minutes time frame, the 4 minutes time frame, because what I'm trading is a ranging market. So weekends I approach BTC with a ranging market mindset, and on weekdays I approach it with trending markets mindset as well. I mean, this is a full master class already on trading BTC and Ethereum. So let's look at memes. So I won't be surprised if we get the buy way up, like the market opens with a buy, a push up, right? I won't be surprised. So let's look at memes. So this is what's it called? This is Peep. I mean, Mr. Peep. This is Mr. Peep. Peep has been dancing around here. Remember, this was some of my signature trades on Peep. One of Peep has given me a lot of money. It has made me the most money in my trading of crypto in the past 1 year. It has also lost me the most money. It has lost me the most money too. I said it's because you have to be honest on both sides, right? Sometimes what gives you the most money also has a potential of also taking the most money away from you. But it has also made me the most amount of money. We're very spot on this. Like this level here is one of the trades we entered here. The spike crazy run and this here. So what remember when we talk about structure, right? So this is a lower high, lower low. So everything happening here is just propelling people for a massive push to the upside. A massive push to the upside. So this was where I got in. I think I'm on the buy on this. I'm on the buy. I think I entered the buy from here. And my stop is currently at entry. So this means that if we get a pullback on BTC, we also get a pullback here on PEEP. So if we get a pullback on PEEP, it won't be what's the word to use now? It won't be bad to say that trying to look for oh shit. It won't be bad to say that one could look for an entry, right? One could look for an entry in these areas or at these levels coming in these areas at these levels. But the thing with it is all memes are always at the mercy of Bitcoin, right? So we want to enter in when BTC is going to do a pullback and then make new highs. So once the pullback has taken place, once the pullback has been completed, what should be done is just to get in on any meme at all. PEEP is a very good one. Like you just get in on it and just write it, as simple as that. There's no biggie around this thing. There's no complex. There's no analysis that should be done when it comes to memes. Memes is one of the easiest to trade. Bitcoin is going up. These guys are flying. Bitcoin is coming down. These guys are dumping. As simple. Memes could give you the biggest amount of money when it comes to trading in cryptos and stuff. It could also destroy you. Could also destroy you and make you lose a lot of money as well. So that is that for PEEP, right? So, but what we want to see is waiting for BTC. So this coin gave us a lot of money last week. I shared it for people in the from the bull run group. I shared it to the free group, right? So we made a lot of money, right? A whole loads of money on this coin, right? And we're making new highs. So if BTC pulls back, definitely these coins are definitely going to pull back as well, and then we could literally uh literally how it goes, how it goes. I mean, so we are entering a very intensive period whereby memes are gonna go a little bit more crazy, very crazy, right? And many people will make so much money. A lot of millionaires will be made in the month of October. October is a lot of millionaires will be made in the month of October because memes, so many memes are going to be coming up soon in the next couple of weeks. Some of them are going to be popping, and you don't want to be on the side lane, right? You want to make sure you are plugged in. Um, make sure you're plugged in so you can take advantage of these things and stuff as well. And also that's why it's also very important that you're on the bull run group. If you're not there, make sure you pay, join, and plug into the bull run group because there are certain informations I give to them which I don't share in the public, and sometimes I share this in live streams. Those are from the private top informations I have. So you want to take advantage of that. Make sure you plug into the bull run group as fast as you can. So the fundamentals, the major key, there are a lot of fundamentals activities coming up this week, but the major key thing we're looking at this week is the FOMC, right? If I don't know if it's Thursday or Friday, but I know it's towards the mid part of the week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday should be one of those days that the FOMC comes. It's the key thing. So a 50 basis points cut by the Feds will be very bullish for the market. It's 25 basis points caught by the Fed will be very bullish for the market, regardless. So one will have a bigger effect than the other, but it will definitely have an effect on the market. That one is like it's certain that would have that kind of massive what is it called? We could have that kind of massive push um as a result of that. As a result of that, so we could have the buy the rumor, sell the news effect. One of these two things would play. So there'll be so much volatility when this comes in this week, and you want to be cautious as well, especially if you are a beginner. Now, majority of some of the trades we just like I've been doing, right? We're in a new week, we're going to make so much amount of money. Just make sure you are very active, especially on the Telegram, because most of the calls that I may share to the bull run group, I may not post across other WhatsApp groups. I may just post it only on the Telegram. So if you're not active on the Telegram, you may miss out. And you might be having an AME soon, like practical live session, whereby right in the Telegram, because I noticed that Telegram could have like you could actually do a live session inside Telegram whereby you can share your screen and your chart. So we may have a live session in our Telegram channel there where I could be trade while I'm trading in that week. That possibility is there. That possibility is there. Whereby I'm going to share the chart and you can literally see my screen while trading chat. So we could even be trading real time, like real time together. And so make sure you are active on the Telegram. You look up the post there, and when I'm sharing updates, so you can literally take advantage of it and also make so much money for yourself as well. Pinnacle Orb is asking a question: how has it lost you most money, sir? Okay, so this is the thing. As of the period, right? Because of how accurate I was with it, apart from I was trading it on futures, and I got very greedy. I was so super greedy. So I remember you've made like $50,000, and then you're thinking of, okay, how can you turn this into like $200,000, and then maybe you've made like 20,000, and you want to say how you can make it 100,000. So that greed, I was just greed. It's greed that finished me. I was just greedy. That was the thing. That was the thing. That was the thing. I was just going for more and more and more and more and more. I was just going harder, and then when it pulls back, I get destroyed. Get destroyed. So, I mean, I experienced it too. I experienced it. I get that's the I think that's the downside of people who when you become too confident, when you become too confident in your trading. And there are some people who I've trained who are my mentees who are also experiencing that same problem because they become so good and so confident in their trading that they can get greedy and it can mess you up. So that's why you see me, I'm so big on risk management because that was the cure for me. That's what that's the game changer for me. That's what made me to become cautious. That makes me not to allow my gains get to my head and my losses get to my heart. It makes me to be very super cautious, and I keep to it very much keep to it. So yes, okay. Teddy says FOMC is on Wednesday. Oh, so it's on Wednesday. That means the week is going to be sweet then. It's going to be sweet. So something that happens in the week is that there's like a restructuring, there's going to be a restructuring of the entire market, gold commodities from gold commodities to oil to currencies and cryptos, a whole restructuring. So it's something that this market is something that one is going to attack on real time, right? And I'm going to like be fully trading 247 this week. So basically, you can two things that's going to benefit you. Make sure you are plug into the bull run group if you're not there. But if you are there, if you're not there and you cannot take advantage of the bull run group, make sure you're just active on the Telegram. I'll post some of my calls and trade alert and charts, as I've always been doing that, so you can also benefit from it as well. And then about the trading challenge, there's a a form is going to be created this week. I needed someone to create a form, so going to the form will be created. When the form is created, to be posted on the channel that was created for it. There was a Chiffonomics Proclacy. So Proclacy is a Greek word for challenge, right? It's a Greek word for challenge. So Chiffonomics Proclacy. I will explain what Proclacy means when the time comes. When I want to do a specific video for that. But that aside, so when the form is created, filling the form will just give you um it's going to guarantee you access to the next challenge that will be done, and more so, there might be some benefits for people who are there, right? Because a trading competition is coming up on Bybit, and it's going to be like a group thing. So the group that wins, the top 5 group, are going to win the prizes. And I want to be making my own group public, because I don't need crowd to be among the winners. I need a few persons. Sometimes when there's crowds, people could mess up your P&L. So because some people could be doing their own thing and just trading anyhow, and their P&L is trash. I mean, if you check my P&L on Bybit, it's been smooth the past months. And when just replicate the same thing in a challenge, and you're good to go. So it's my own group is going to be private, and not everybody can have access to. So only people, for you to have access to it, is going to be with the pin. Because once you're in the group, even if you don't trade, once we win, you're qualified to also benefit, even if you don't trade. So being there is just like when you are among some friends, and there's a special gifts for them, you're also going to benefit. So that's basically how it's going to be. So I don't just want everybody. This is going to be private, and there's going to be a pin code. And the pin code, I may want to make it available for only people on the waiting list. So if you don't join the waiting list, you will not hear me talk about it. You will not see it. You won't see it on the public Telegram channel. You won't see it on the WhatsApp group. So join the waiting list for that. You will get that. And then also the challenge coming up as well. So the next challenge is going to be like in 4 months' time, because I just started with these guys, and I'm trying to teach them a lot of things, show them a lot of things while trading alongside with me as well. And yes, it's usually a challenge going to take like first 2 weeks is going to be preparation. We just finished the first 1 week, and even the first 1 week, most of them, their accounts have already grown by 20% already. So once we're done by the second week, some people's account will have been doubled and tripled and all that as well. And then we'll continue going like that. But unfortunately, I can't take everybody. But even in the next challenge, it won't even be everybody. But majority of you who are early now, we have that privilege and that chance because of being on the waiting list and stuff way ahead of time before that time comes in for the second one. Someone says, is there any video on the channel on risks? There's a lot of videos, so many videos. Check in this YouTube channel, check there's the Bybit playlist section. In the Bybit playlist section, you would see what's it called? The Bybit playlist section on the YouTube channel. You're going to see videos there. You see there's videos on emotional management, there's videos on risk management and stuff. And mind you, I may be doing some giveaways as well on the Telegram. So if you're not there, you're going to miss out on the giveaways I'll be doing this week and stuff. We're going to be lot's going to go down. So make sure you're active there as well. And those who can, make sure you take advantage of being in the Bull Run group, so you have access to my exclusive personal mentorship and guide. And it's going to be a real boost for you. So much have been said so far, so good, guys. And like I always say, if the students be ready, the Shifu will appear, right? And when the Shifu appears, what happens? The students will always prevail. See you guys same time next week Sunday for the 35th episode of the Crypto Capital Show. And yes, we didn't have enough time to want to talk about Plutus, Greek mythology, and stuff. But what I may want to do, is that um, I'll have to create a time for to maybe usually we always have like specific times when we want to talk about life lessons, life lectures, business in life, whatever success and stuff. So maybe I'll create a time for that, and maybe it's gonna be on Telegram. Let's just see how it goes. And we talked about how all these things plays out, right? How it impacts our life and what we do. So I say, good evening, Shifu. Thanks for all you do. Seems almost all your calls are on futures. That I trade them on futures doesn't mean all of them are on futures. You can buy them on spots. That is that I trade on futures doesn't mean you have to do it on futures. There are a lot of people here. If you check the video, so many persons here who talk about that they only take it trade on sports. They don't take it on futures. They only buy the coins on sport, and they don't. There are so many calls have been given in the past few weeks. Where have you been? Have you been living under a rock? Hmm? Have you under a rock? That is analyzed doesn't mean it must be on futures. You could do it on sport. It just depends on your preference. That's your cup of tea. What is preferable for you, right? Just do what works for you. You don't have to be everybody. Just have to do what works for you. I'm also, um, if you want a lot of my sport calls, DeFi kind of calls, pay and join the Bull Run group. They're the ones I give those informations. Major calls on DeFi, on sports, I give to them on the Bull Run group. So make sure you plug in and you take advantage of that as well. Advantage of that. And also, uh, my approach to trading DeFi related calls this period is definitely different from how it used to be, right? I don't want to be calling 10, 20, 40, 50 coins. No, I don't like that. I want it to be quality over quantity as well. So you take advantage of the place, and definitely you should be up making a good amount of gains and profits over time. And I mean, Sundog, you could have bought Sundog on spot, and Zetron meme. Zetron meme. I would have been in massive profit by now. I talked about it free. So it's your choice. Just do what works for you guys. Just if you want to take it on spot, good. If you want to take it on peep, I'm talking about peep now. You could, when there's a pullback, you could decide to buy it on spot as well. And then you are good to go, right? Good to go. So, but I'm still gonna share. We don't have much time. This is just 53 minutes already, and I always like my sessions to be straight to the point, less than an hour, and stuff, and all that as well. Someone said, "How about DJ Cast? The team has been really slow. We bought there have some pre-sales I hold for. I've bought a pre-sale and they didn't launch for 4 years. I bought a pre-sale and they didn't launch for 2 years. So they are not even slow compared to the kind of pre-sales I've bought. I bought a pre-sale and I waited 4 years. Some of them I waited 5 years for pre-sale. I waited 3 years for pre-sale. I waited 2 years for pre-sale. I waited 1 year for pre-sale. So 5 months is not a biggie. Just go and chill. Do other things. Stop putting your whole life waiting for them. There are other things you could do with your time and stuff. I mean, when they launch, they launch. And I think whatever they are doing it for the best. They're doing it for the best. Would you rather take a launch that is going to send you to the village at the wrong time? Who launches a coin when the market is down in a bearish state? You launch a coin when the market is good, not when the market is down. I mean, if you are a project owner, would you want to look at what the kind of coins that actually be making people money this past couple? Have been memes, right? Coins without utilities, majorly memes. Utilities have been sucking. Memes have been thriving. And the funny thing that these memes have been wrecking a lot of people. They've been wrecking a lot of people, except you are privileged to certain information like myself. If you are not privileged to information, so you're not in specific major groups and all that, you get wrecked. Most 90% of what people are doing, they are gambling and losing money. As much as they are making, they are losing, making it. It's just like it's a roller coaster. It's a roller coaster in the space. Really, really crazy. So If you're an investor, one thing an investor needs to learn is patience. You need to learn and understand patience, the game of investing. The reason why crypto is the way it is because 90% of people who are in crypto do not understand investing. They don't understand, they don't have financial intelligence. Most people in crypto lack financial IQ, right? And because they lack this financial IQ, uh, they're just, I don't know. I do not know. Okay, guys, bye for now and have a blessed time. I've already said that already. I don't want to say it again because the questions are coming up. Are coming up again. Okay, 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 okay.